I'm gonna end it all. I bought a croquet set, guys. You think this is a joke? This is a very serious situation playing out right now. I take this sport very, very seriously. I've been watching my team get packaged into a slightly marginally too small cardboard Amazon box week after week now. This has been going on for games. Every damn week we had some respite against Villa and Real Madrid, and now look what's happening again. More L's than a parallelogram, bro. We have done the thinkable. We are a believable set of players. We strike confidence into opposition attackers. The bar is so low that an ant couldn't even limbo underneath it. I'm even wearing black. I'm wearing black for the funeral of our title charge. It's a wrap, guys. I hate to break it to everybody. We've lost 5 games already this season. We've only just done up Guy Fawkes Day. The fireworks have barely even finished exploding, and our title charge and hopes have blown up with them. Do you know anybody that's got an advent calendar yet? No, you don't. And yet we are out of the title race. That is genuinely crazy. And I don't mean to be doom and gloom. I don't mean to be reactionary, okay? But the simple facts and the simple statistics are, if we want to win the league based on the amount of losses that a team usually has whilst winning the Premier League, we can't lose again between now and the end of the season. That's not allowed to happen. In the scriptures, in the holy scrolls of the Premier League's history, we can't lose one more game. We could maybe lose once if the rest of the league fell apart. But do you think that's gonna happen? It's not the fact that it's possible, it's the fact that it's not plausible. We'd have to go from the 10th of November to the middle of May without losing a single game. We don't look like we're going to achieve that sort of feat. And also, the other teams that would be in a title race, so Arsenal, Manchester City, look class. Arsenal are gonna concede 6 goals between now and the end of the season, let alone 6 goals in the space of 2 games, which is probably what they need to lose matches. And the latest result is just another dagger in what has been a poor start to the season. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Manchester City at the Etihad is a difficult game. Manchester City look like they're back, okay? I'll talk about them in more detail. There were some great performers, but Erling Haaland has a SIM card. I'm just gonna keep it a $1.50 with you all. He connects to public Wi-Fi when he gets on the tube. He's not a human being. He's his own router. There were great Jeremy Doku, unbelievable. But we're down there, bro. Newcastle United, we're down there with you. West Ham United, we're down there with you. Nottingham Forest, we're down there with you. Wolverhampton Wanderers, we ain't down there with you. Guys, you're finished. It's a wrap. You're done. Take a break. Go down to the Championship for a second. Think about what you've done. But we got hung up by Manchester City like we were washing that needed drying outside on the balcony. There's an international break coming up. I am absolutely ecstatic about this news. This is one of the best things that I've heard this week. I don't have to watch my alleged football club engage in more football for 2 more weeks. This is brilliant news. Because in this game here, oh my Jesus Christ, Jeremy Doku, yeah, did illegal things. Like very, very illegal things to Conor Bradley. And the crazy thing is Conor Bradley wasn't even that bad. I know that's going to sound mental, but he was actually one of our better players and he still got absolutely ragsed about. The man was just doing 90 minutes of cardio. I've never seen the likes. Doku was just spinning him constantly. The Belgian has different levels of hunger compared to every other wingback in this godforsaken league.
You don't want this as much as I do.
Conor could be seen sending a little DM to Jeremy on his phone at half-time, trying to ensure that he got an easier second half if possible. I think Vinny Jr. might have escaped from Conor Bradley's back pocket just by association. Serious questions, actually thinking about it, need to be asked about Real Madrid, because they made us look like vintage prime Jurgen Klopp Liverpool again, and I can confirm we are definitely not that. I love that Ibrahima Konate's only good performance was against Real Madrid this season. The brother was trying to do auditions to go to the Bernabeu. No, I'm gonna be honest, if Los Blancos watched his performance here against Manchester City, the negotiations for him to go over to Real Madrid are gonna look very different.
So I'd like to make you an offer, my friend. £1.50.
This man was trying to understand the laws of geometry as the ball was flying towards his noggin for the first goal. Genuinely incompetent. I don't know what he's trying to do. I honestly don't understand what he's even attempting to perform. The ball's being swung in. There was miscommunication between Virgil van Dijk and Andrew Robertson anyway, which is bad decision making. It's bad defending. We've been bad defensively all season. That's not surprising. Worse things have happened. I'm not gonna point the finger and be like, oh, you're shit just for something like that. You know, that can happen, right? Like, I think Virgil van Dijk had come out to left back. He clearly didn't want to be there. Swaps over to centre back when he shouldn't have done. He should have just stayed out to the left-hand side. And Robertson didn't get a chance to come over and close down the cross. Fine, whatever. Not ideal, but it's it happened. Canate, what are you doing, bruv? Bro doesn't even jump as the ball's coming in. Why are you trying to flick the ball over your head? It's there for you to just jump slightly and just head it clear. You're in front of Haaland. He doesn't push you. He's not on top of you, like pressing you down onto the ground. You've just chosen not to jump. I don't understand the decision-making that's going on in his head. Apparently, Bayern Munich have entered the race for him as well. By all means, please come along, join. We're doing sports day. Get all your friends to enter the race as well. All of you can run, and on my life, if you finish 5th, you can have him. I don't care. Finish top 7 in this race, talk to my man. Have negotiations, because I don't need to see that anymore. Mohamed Salah, another disaster class. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I'm struggling to understand at this point how Arne Slot can continue to start him without even a threatening of a dropping at all. Mo Salah, again, legendary status at this football club and in the Premier League, in my opinion, okay? Doesn't change the fact he started this season horribly, and I'm not saying he should be dropped forever. I'm not even saying he should be sold, okay? When you put in a run that Mo Salah has put in to start this season, there's got to be some sort of repercussion. You can't just dawdle your way through this entire season just because of your name and status alone. At some point, if you are bad, you need to get replaced in the starting 11, even if it's just for a game, just to be shown that you're not this untouchable, mythical being in the starting 11 and you're gonna play no matter what. He needs to have a good slapping, as Patrice Evra would say, because Nico O'Reilly gave him a slapping anytime he tried to get past the Man City wing back. He might be one of the best wing backs in the league, and he's not even supposed to be a wing back. I really like Nico O'Reilly. Even when he broke into the team last season, I was saying that he's really good, but he's not a wing back. I remember getting sent a goal for goal of the week by Nico O'Reilly. He scored like a scorpion kick or something. Amazing stuff. It was like 3 years ago when he was in Man City's academy. Bro was playing number 10, I'm pretty sure. Bro was playing attacking midfielder. Pep Guardiola has some weird fetish for turning midfielders into wing backs, but that's not the reason for today's video, so we'll park that one. Back to Salah, and Jeremy Doku was pressing him at half-time, realistically, on what a winger really should be in the Prem.
That's the difference between me and you. I was out making moves.
Arne Slot's highlights, below par, I would say. Because this man, bro, he did it. He's done it again. He's done it again. If you got 3 points in the Prem for bringing Joe Gomez onto a football pitch when you were losing and needed a goal, we'd be top of the league. We would be top of the league at the moment. He's never scored a goal in his life before. It's never occurred. Why are you doing this again? He's never used the synapses in his brain to communicate movement into his foot or even his head or general chest area. Use the energy of kinesis to move a football into a goal frame like device. That's never happened before. Why am I seeing him playing at right wing with 5 minutes to go? I would rather Arne Slot substituted himself on and played himself at right wing with 5 minutes to go. At least his head would make him aerodynamic going down the wing. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to watch. I feel about as frustrated as I'm sure Curtis Jones does when Nico Gonzalez and Ryan Cherky are just pinging the ball around him in the centre of the park.
He wants to piss me off even more, mate.
This one, of course, was El Scalpico. Arne Slot versus Pep Guardiola. The new challenger, flavour of the month, really, who'd come in, won the league in his first season versus the Professor. The man who's been around for ages. The man who's done this for ages. The man who's broken every record, basically, in the Premier League. Centurion. Treble winner. A Man City side that, after last season, people aren't fully convinced on, but are kind of like a little sleeping giant that maybe could do the job and take the challenge to Arsenal. Versus the team that, doing terribly, but were on the bounce back. We'd beaten Aston Villa. We looked okay, then we'd beaten Real Madrid and looked amazing. But the same issues are still creeping up. I talked about the first goal. That was poor. The second goal was a little bit unlucky with the Van Dijk deflection. There are too many individual mistakes defensively. We are not stable at the back whatsoever, and it seems like it's actually getting worse. I've analysed the first goal in a bit of detail already, right? And the second goal was unlucky with Van Dijk's deflection. There was actually, in fairness, a moment that could have changed the game, and that was the fact that we probably should have had a goal given when Virgil van Dijk scored from a corner. This, by the way, after Erling Haaland had missed a penalty, by the way. So already up to this point, we've conceded, and Marmadashvili's had to bail us out from a pen. The ball gets swung in, Van Dijk heads it back into the far corner. The goal is disallowed because Andrew Robertson is seen to be in an offside position and is blocking Gianluigi Donnarumma. Now, for the record, right, I just want to say this before I then say the next thing. This goal should have been given. I don't care what anyone says. It's a joke that this was disallowed. It's been disallowed because Andrew Robertson is deemed to have been interfering with play. Now, he's obviously offside. He's miles offside, right? And I don't really know why he was there, to be honest with you. But when you see the angle from behind the goal, he is at no stage in the eye line of the goalkeeper during the time at which he's offside. So once the header's happened, he's to the left of Donnarumma by a considerable margin. He ducks out of the way of the ball, so he doesn't try to play it, actively tries to get out of the way of the ball, so he doesn't interfere with it. He's not in the eyesight of Donnarumma, and he's also not in the way of Donnarumma trying to dive for it. Donnarumma isn't getting there anyway. So just factually, game's gone. Shouldn't be getting disallowed. It doesn't, however, change the fact we were absolutely wanking this football match. And that's why I've not really given that much attention. I just wanted to say that because it's a joke that it wasn't given. And I think moving forward, if we're giving offsides for goals like that, that's mental. That's not interfering with play. I'm sorry. The fact that the ball went in his direction and he got out of the way of it, he can't help that. That's never been given as an offside before. So I don't understand why it's been given as an offside now, just moving forward. But either way, we were awful in this game. We spent £300 million on attackers over this transfer window. We had one shot on target. We got absolutely dominated. We had our chains snatched by Manchester City in this game. And again, going Man City at the Etihad is a difficult place to go. One of the most difficult places to go in Premier League history. But we, as a football club, don't go there and get absolutely dominated like that. We never do. Or very rarely. Certainly since we started winning stuff, right? That was bad. That was domination. Defensively, awful. Why we conceded 3 goals, and honestly, it could have been more. Midfield, dominated. Lack of physicality. Not at the races. No intensity whatsoever. Front line, Salah, disaster class. Ekatike, not involved. He barely touched the ball in the first half. In fact, I'm not even sure he did touch the ball in the first half. It's very obvious at this point that we didn't need Alexander Isak. Now, and I want to caveat that because all Liverpool fans were excited when we signed Alexander Isak. Of course we were. He was the best striker in the Premier League last season. He's an absolute force of nature. He's amazing. And when he eventually finds his fitness and isn't injured and gets a decent run in the team, he's going to be amazing, right? I have no doubt that he's going to be a clinical finisher and he's going to be up to scratch, right? But there are obviously other issues that we needed to address in this team. I said it at the start of the season, but depth in certain areas was a massive one. At centre-back, Leone's now out injured for the foreseeable future because he's done his ACL, which means we have Canate and Van Dijk, and we have Joe Gomez as backup. Joe Gomez is absolutely fine. I know I keep rinsing him about the fact that he's coming on. That's not his fault. That's Arne Slot's fault. Joe Gomez is a competent defender, but he's our backup right back and also our backup centre-back, and his knees are made of Weetabix. So if at any point he gets injured, we're finished. We don't have anyone as backup for Virgil van Dijk. God forbid Virgil van Dijk or Canate get injured. To be fair, if Canate got injured, I think Joe Gomez would do a better job. But either way, we don't have depth at centre-back. And I honestly, this is going to sound so crazy, we don't have good enough depth in wide areas either. Our press is so all over the place. It's got no structure. It's got no intensity. It's just inconsistent. It's just ineffective, to be honest with you. Like last year, we obviously, as I've said this so many times, we had Darwin Núñez, we had Luis Diaz, and obviously we had Diogo Jota, okay? All 3 of those guys were people that you could rely on to go and charge and get in the faces of wing-backs and centre-backs whilst they're playing out from the back and actually have a structured, like, front 3 press. We lost all 3 of them, okay? We got Mo Salah, Alexander Isak, Ekatike, Wirtz, Gakpo. Not the guys to lead an intense press that's going to actually be very effective. It's why I genuinely think, like, if I'm Chiesa, I'm wondering, like, what I actually have to do to get a start in the Prem. Because I think Federico Chiesa would be so much more effective in that sort of scenario. And I think, basically, Arne Slot is really, really scared to play players that would fit better for what we need, but aren't traditionally better. Chiesa over Mo Salah. I just want to see it once. I just want to see it once in the Prem. Let me just see something for a second. Endo in the Prem. I said it before. We've got no presence in midfield. We don't win the ball back. We've got no screen in front of our back line at all. And it's because we don't have a defensive midfielder. Ryan Gravenberch was great last season, but he's not this crash into everybody midfielder. He's like a silky, play out of trouble, press resistant, turn, make things happen type of DM. So when we actually need presence and physicality in midfield, he's just not quite enough. And I think if we'd not signed Isak and spent that money on a serious defensive midfielder, maybe to play alongside Grav and Szoboszlai, for example, in the midfield 3. We signed a backup centre-back and then signed another, like, winger that, like, had some level of intensity to some degree. I think we'd be higher in the table. I think that's almost a guarantee. As I said, press, inconsistent. Midfield, not physical enough at the moment. Wing-backs, poor. Canate, wank. We're not keeping hold of the ball in attacks. Losing Trent Alexander-Arnold, again, was big for multiple reasons. Okay, Trent Alexander-Arnold is such a unique profile of right-back. You can't replace him pound for pound. It was never going to happen. But in attack, I think we find ourselves quite often needing a player like him in possession of the ball to be able to smother teams. Like, there's so many like times we're building through midfield and we just give the ball away sloppily. And it's not because we've got poor passes of the ball necessarily. It's just because we don't seem to be able to strangle teams at all. Like, I've said this, like, we can't control a game to save our lives. It doesn't matter who we're playing. It's always frenetic. It's always back and forth. It's always a bit basketball-esque. Like, we don't have even a midfield that can just go, right, you as a defense, you're chilling over there. You're going to get 6% possession for the next 10 minutes. We can't do it. I think his loss has made us significantly worse at keeping hold of possession like that in games. Shout out to Manchester City. They absolutely battered us. As I said, some serious performers there. I talked about Nico O'Reilly at left back. I think he was amazing against Mo Salah. He's developing into a really, really good wing back. Erling Haaland, again, is Erling Haaland. The guy's a cyborg. Nico Gonzalez deserves some credit. I thought he was great in defensive midfield. I think he started a little bit, not shakily at Man City, but a lot of people were like, why have you signed him for 60 mil? He's looked really good over the last few weeks. He looked really good against us. Doku, easily man of the match. The guy was actual terror for us defensively. That third goal was incredible. Mahmoud didn't really have a chance. Generally speaking, he just put Connor Bradley on skates all day, which is a hard thing to do to that degree. Connor Bradley has locked up people like Kylian Mbappe and Vinny Jr. in the past. No matter how you look at the start of this season for us or for Connor Bradley himself, like, that's an achievement for Jeremy Doku. He's probably the most dangerous 1v1 dribbler in the world at the moment, and Man City look like they're ready for a title fight with Arsenal. They might be 4 points behind them, but I would honestly say they look really, really class. Arsenal look amazing as well. I think it's going to be between those two, but I would genuinely say at this point, 5 losses already for the season. We've already lost more games than we lost all of last season, and it's November. It's the start of November. It's a wrap. Again, I don't want to seem like I'm being doom and gloom. I'm not giving up on my team. I would never, you know, it's Liverpool till I die always, get me. But this season, we're not good enough, and we don't look like we can become good enough. We're not losing games unluckily. We're losing games because we deserve to lose games. There's no magic silver bullet, I don't think, that's gonna, like, I think there's so many inherent issues that I've talked about, like our press, like our poor defensive capabilities, a lack of shield in front of them, the Mo Salah issue, Canate, a lack of depth in certain areas. These are all things that are going to take 1 or 2 switches to get out of our system. We can't just come back from the international break and look amazing. I don't see how that can happen, and that's what would need to happen if we were going to win this Premier League. We are 8th in the league at the moment. We are behind Manchester United, and we are only 3 points clear of Everton. Bruv, we stink. But what do you make of Liverpool? What do you make of Manchester City versus Liverpool? Are we out of the title race? Is that it now? The comment section is going to be tearing me apart, bruv. I can't be bothered, fam. Slap a like on the video. Please subscribe if you are new. It really does help me out. I do appreciate it. If you're just watching, if you see my videos all the time, yeah, in your, like, recommended, but you're not subscribed, please just do make sure to subscribe. It is very, very helpful. And I need something to get me out of this depressive stage, you know what I'm saying? So get me...